Hi, I'm Greta Hillman, and I'm excited to tell you about my latest project. It's a book entitled, Who Told You That You Were Naked? Understanding and Overcoming Fear and Low Self-Esteem. I define nakedness as any perception that you have of yourself, whether self-imposed or imposed by others, that does not line up with who God says that you are. Most of us are familiar with Eve's enticement by the serpent to eat fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Well, Adam and Eve had been naked in the garden all along, but they weren't ashamed. But once they ate the fruit, what was the first thing that they did? They hid. They hid because they were ashamed. They were no longer covered by God's holiness and righteousness. God called out to Adam and asked, "Adam, where are you?" And Adam responded, "I was afraid because I was naked and I hid." Well, just like Adam, many of us are afraid. We're afraid that God's not going to move in our lives when we want Him to. We're afraid that we're not able to live up to the potential that we have in our lives. So we hide ourselves. We hide ourselves in jobs and relationships that we're not comfortable in because we're naked. We're vulnerable to the lies of the enemy and to the sin nature. Some of us are in jobs that we really don't enjoy, but we stay there because we're afraid of following the passion that's in our heart, or following the goals that we've set for ourselves, or following who God has actually purposed in our lives to be. We're afraid that we're not going to succeed, or that we're not going to be able to support ourselves with the income that comes in from following our passion or our dreams. So we remain in jobs where we're really not comfortable or not really happy. Some of us are even in relationships where we're not comfortable. Some of us are in abusive relationships or relationships that are toxic or not healthy for us, but we remain there. Some of us are afraid of being alone, or afraid the grass isn't greener on the other side, so we just remain. And then some of us agree with the opinions of others, even though their opinions are not our own opinions. Our values may be different, or our ideas may be different, but we're afraid to share them, afraid that we may lose a relationship, afraid that we may hurt someone's feelings, afraid that we may just differ with that person. But sometimes telling the truth does hurt. And is it a relationship that you really want to be in if you're afraid or you can't express the way you want to feel? Nakedness keeps us bound by fear, the opinions of others, and our own opinions that devalue us and prevent us from living up to God's full potential for our lives. Visit my site often, review my blog, and watch for the upcoming release date of my new book, Who Told You That You Were Naked? I know.